Alright, sorry for the late submission. I've been really busy with work lately. I'm doing my presentation on Ettore Bugatti. The reason I chose him is I really have liked his designs growing up as a kid, and getting the chance to learn more about his life and his history has been incredibly interesting for me. He was an engineer growing up. It started with his Pernetti and Stucci apprenticeship as a young kid, and then that wasn't a very long period of his life. So when he was about 15, he made the switch to work for De Dietrich, and that is where he began his engineering and engine design and vehicle building. That's where it all kind of started. Some innovations and inventions of Ettore Bugatti was the 1909 Type 10, commonly known as the Persang, which had a overhead camshaft that operated 2 valves per cylinder. He popularized using racing as a stage for manufacturers to really show off what his vehicles and what his designs can do, and he used racing to kind of put himself forward, and it ended up being that all the competitors were going to choose to do the same thing, but they all kind of got that from him. And then in 1911 he designed the Type 13, which put the driver of the race car lower on the chassis to increase aerodynamics, and it actually had never been seen before and was not allowed to race because no one had seen that application, but it would have increased the efficiency of the race car a lot more. Focusing a little bit more on the racing, his most popular race car was the Type 35, which used a dual and triple roller bearing crankshaft to increase efficiency. In 1925 it was entered for the first time in the Targa Florio, where it won 5 years in a row, and by 1930 the Type 35 had won over 1,000 races. An interesting part of all of Ettore Bugatti's designs, but also in his personal life, was his desire for perfection. The Type 52 is a little fun fact. He went out to buy a toy car for his son, and he didn't find anything he liked. Nothing was up to his standard, so he actually designed one, and not very many were made, but it is known as the Type 52 in Bugatti's registry. He also designed his own distillery to make his own alcohol and his own personal bicycles, because nothing was up to that standard for him. Nowadays, Bugatti is still around designing super luxurious and high-performance motorsport cars, but one of the vehicles that really put them into the luxury genre was the Type 41, known as the Royale, because it was only introduced and available to people of royalty or high status. And now they have a strict 7-step examination process, which even includes a psychological evaluation to make sure that you are of sound mind to buy a Bugatti, and after that it still takes 3 years to actually buy one. Some important patents for Ettore Bugatti is the 2-engine diesel locomotive, so it could actually go both ways in 1911, a twin-sided lathe for increased production, a chassis with quarter-inch or quarter-reverse elliptical springs for body motion control, because the luxury vehicles were actually a lot heavier. He compensated that by increasing the efficiency of the suspension, and also the first engine-cooled valve, which let in air on the upstroke in 1919, and the Bugatti clutch, which was super famous in its racing applications. Here are some of my sources for my images, and these are the sources I used for my research. If you have any more questions about Ettore Bugatti, feel free to reach out.